Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to a Magic the Gathering video. This is for the current set that just came out, Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I know Magic has been going to different planes, different universes. This was not one I had ever expected to see, even though it kind of feels like it should have happened. If you're not Magic, originally it's fantasy, dragons, knights, things like that, sorcerers, trees, all that type of fun stuff. And then they started going to other places, and they went to Kamigawa twice now, with feudal Japan and neon Japan. They've been to Mirrodin, a world of metal things. They went to Ravnica, which is a world a city guild world. They went to Eldraine, which is fantasy folklore, Jack and the Beanstalk, stuff like that. They've done I can't try to think of all the different sets. They've done the Egyptian theme set, Pharaohs, which is Greek mythology, and then now tons of other stuff. Plus they've been to all the other different steampunk. They did the Old West and Capria. Then they also not the Old West. They did old 1930s, 1920s, 30s gangster and stuff. Then they went to other universes, Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who, Fallout, all this different stuff. So yeah, surprised it took so long to do a Western set. So that's what we're finally getting. So this is a big booster box. Saddle up for a wild ride. Join Oko's crew of deadly desperados as they plan a brazen heist in the frontier world of Thunder Junction. Harsh deserts, hostile critters, rival outlaws may try to slow down your crime spree, but with grit and gumption you'll ride off into the sunset. Just don't forget your hat. Try to get foil lands, alternate foil card, box to hold everything, 9 booster packs, some reference cards would be interesting. So those are any oversized spin down. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I haven't bought any newer Magic sets. I skipped the last few sets. But I was like, I have to get the Western themed set. Both me and my wife love Western themed things. So we definitely had to pick this up. We have a little poster with a little buckle. I believe that's Radicos, which is from he was one of the guild mages of Ravnica. We got this little guy, who I don't know who he is, but it looks like he has eyes. He has a Gorgon, which is probably Vraska, who's getting ready to maybe kidnap him, attack him. I'm not sure. Interesting. Alright, what do we got in our box right here? We got this cool cyber train. That's really neat. It has big giant blades in the middle for wheels. That's a neat design. The Magic logo as a cactus. I love that. Oh, there's another shot of the train, a little bit wider shot. Of course, that's you're gonna heist, right? You're gonna heist the speeding train. That's cool. Cool. No, it's like stitched leather on there. That's really neat. Alright. Then we have this. There's all our packs. I'm going to set that down there for a sec. We have Radicos there. Little energy blades on his bandolier. That's pretty neat. We have a bunch of symbols. I'm guessing these are all supposed to represent various keywords. So maybe these, I'm not even sure for sure. Flight, obviously. Life gain, maybe? Brain trying to think, death. Why am I forgetting the names of these abilities? I don't remember. Yeah, so it's interesting. That's little things there. I hope it's always, again, they kind of have the outside stitching, though. That looks like a little thing, but that's kind of a bummer they put them inside there. We have some little Magic cards there. We have some +1/+1 counters. And it's Tiny Bones, one of the other members of the gang. Like the biggest and the small guy. Those are tiny. Little tokens are kind of a cool extra aesthetic in there. They keep always getting rid of stuff out of these boxes, which surprises me. So, I remember, way back in the day, they used to just be called fat packs. You got a bunch of packs. You got, a box to put stuff in, kind of like these. And then you got a book, and then they got, oh, okay, the books are too hard to keep putting in there, it costs too much, or whatever their reasoning was. People maybe don't like them enough. And then they started doing these. They started for a long time. They had a little black extra box in there. So you had like this in a regular box. Now it looks like they've gotten rid of them. This spin down guy is a little bit bigger than regular guys. So you hear their size of regular D20s. It's cool. I love the set symbol on there. It's the kind of cowboy hat. Like a little V arc on there. This is definitely a neat little sparkly. So it's like maybe gold in there. And plus like the westerny font. That is cool. I'm gonna have to keep my wife from stealing that. Or we're gonna be buying a second box. Alright, so we got some lands, we have some extra cards here, and then we have all of our booster packs. The best yeah, they're called play boosters. The best of booster and set boosters. So they kind of got rid of the two different types and they merged them back together. Going back to how they used to be, I guess. I'm not really sure. And there's Orko, or Oko, maybe? Okeo. He is the leader of the new gang. He was from one of the previous sets. I want to say I think he showed up first in Eldraine, but I might not be 100% correct on that. I like him when describing him as like, he's like the Loki of the Magic the Gathering world. Cool. So we have some reference cards here, so I'm going to take a quick look at those. Just tell you what to do on your turn. Begin, untap, draw phase, main phase, combat, main phase, again, end phase. Creatures heal. That's interesting. I know that's what happens. It's interesting as that. Popular format, standard, booster draft, and commander. Neat how to cast spells. 2 for any type of mana. Need a green, need a black. Death Touch. That was the name of that ability. Oh my boy. Attacking and blocking. You must tap your creatures to attack. You can attack players or planeswalkers, but not other creatures. Yeah. It's basics of the game. It's pretty interesting though. And choose whether or not to block. Only untapped creatures can block. You don't have to tap creatures to block with them. Cool. Just kind of like simple reminder stuff. Then we have some cool extra lands. Little full art lands are always fun. I love this, like, so it's the clouds are forming the plane symbol. Here we have a waterfall with the rocks forming the water symbol, and I even love like that little hole in the middle there, kind of simulate that. The swamp has a skull in it, of course. The mountains, these floating mountain ranges are all over this plane, apparently. Forms a fireball. And then I was surprised. It took me forever a while to see this one. I was like, oh, it's a bunch of cactuses for green. But it's, yeah, outlined like that. So then, like, the ridges of the cactus, prickly parts, form the edge of the bush. So it's kind of really cool. Full art land is always neat. Then we get some cool other pictures here to show some of the things. So the plains, we're going to, of course, have like our little western town. Look at the giant dust balls. Those are kind of cool. There we have like another city type artwork. We have a big giant fountain which represents some of the water. Or you have these big giant canyon ravines, and there's that train again, zipping through that mountain. In the swamps, we actually have what's like some like lanterns out, so maybe like a hidden village. There's our train again, zipping through the swamp. This train gets everywhere. There's another mountain type village. That's cool. And then there's our train again. I have to go back to the plains one to see where the train was, and I didn't notice it. And then in the grass, giant cactuses. That's kind of cool. So they're huge giant cactuses, a little like foresty village. And then there's our train running through some of these giant trees. Yeah, where was it on the plains card? I didn't see it, but I wasn't really looking for it. Oh yeah, you can see it in the back there. That's also a neat little aesthetic, right? Having this train appearing throughout the entire land. Alright, then we have just foil versions of the different cards. I'm not going to look too much into them. They're the exact same artwork, just a foil version, which is really cool. I think the full arts definitely look neat in foil. But yeah, otherwise the same artwork on all of them. Cool. Yeah, I always did extra lands with these sets, which I guess is kind of neat. Then we do have one foil Extra key to the key to the vaults. Our first actual card of the set before we start opening boosters. Legendary artifact equipment. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards at the top of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast exile cards without paying its mana cost. Pay 3 to equip. Interesting. When you deal combat, you may exile cards on the top of your library. You may then exile. You may look. Oh, so however much damage you do is how much you can look for, and then yeah, you can do that. Exile a non-land, put the rest back at the bottom of your library, and then you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Interesting. That's crazy. It's gonna let you, do extra damage or play a card for free. That's pretty cool. All right, so for our first pack, we're gonna hop right into this. I'm gonna see if I can move my camera a little bit more. See if we can get a little bit better angle on these cards. If I lay this down a little bit, there we go. Artwork was pop out a little bit more. Rooftop Assassin, a vampire assassin. Flash, flying, and lifelink. The Rooftop Assassin enters the battlefield, destroy target creature the opponent controls with his dealt damage this card. Sneaking behind people, pedestrian. That's awesome. Stop Cold. Ooh, this is going in my ice deck, definitely. Flash. Enchant artifact or a creature. When Stop Cold enters the battlefield, tap the enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent loses all abilities and doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Nice. I have a deck that's based on just playing cold spells, anything with ice, so that's definitely going in there. Wanted Griffin. He's chasing him. Flying when Wanted Griffin dies, create a 1/1 red mercenary creature token with target creature you control gets +1 attack till the end of the turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Many would-be captors have gotten close enough to count its feathers, only to be left behind with nothing but regret and dangling rope. Outlaws Fury. Creatures you control get +2 attack till the end of the turn. If you control an outlaw, exile a top card of your library. Until the next turn, you may play that card. You need to play that card. Okay, cool. So outlaws is a new keyword we have in here, which is representing assassins, mercenaries, pirates, rogues, and warlocks. I think because I didn't want to come up with a new card type calling something a outlaw, and then only fix the new cards and I have to retroactively tell you, oh yeah, outlaws are all this. This is just to have it as a new thing. So I wonder if they're going to do that from now on, maybe some other stuff too, like military, and then that's going to count knights, soldiers, something like that. It'd be kind of interesting. Rebels, maybe. Interesting. That's some neat artwork too, like burning people. That's awesome. A tarantula. It's a cactus spider, plant spider. It costs 1 less to cast if you control a desert. We're bringing deserts back. Reach. Whenever tarantula becomes a target of a spell or ability, you may draw a card. That is awesome. It's a cactus. I love cactus. I might have to make a deck around this. Cool. Skullduggery. Instant. Until the end of your turn, target creature controls gets +1/+1, and target creature and opponent gets -1/-1. Why, you yelly-bellied, loot-stealing, good-for-nothing, bottom-feeding, dog-faced, lily-livered? I hope there's a second card that ends that statement. But that's definitely as Western as you can throw on one card. We have the Spinewood Armadillo. Reach, Ward 3. This creature becomes target of a spell. Opponent counters unless it pays 3. Pay 2, discard Spinewood Armadillo. Search your library for a basic land or a desert. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle, and gain 3 life. Nice. So we're into our uncommons. Prairie Dog. It's a squirrel. Well, Prairie Dog is not a squirrel, but alright. Because our dog type cards. At the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, put a +1 counter on Prairie Dog. Pay 5 until the end of the turn. If you would put 1 or more counters on a creature you control, put that many +1 on it instead. Neat. And boost him right up. Then we have Shack Slinger. Ooh, he's throwing handcuffs. Human Soldier. Whenever you cast a second spell each turn, choose target creature an opponent controls. If it's tapped, put a stun counter on it, otherwise tap it. If it is a permanent with a stun counter, become untapped, remove 1 from it instead. Awesome. So this, again, theoretically, this should work really well in my cold deck. It does that type of thing with tapping and keeping it from untapping, but it's not a cold card, not ice related, so I would not put it in my deck. Even when you miss the risk, a pair of Thunder Cups to the head got the job done. That's awesome. He throws them at someone. Oh, I see there's thunder connecting between them. That's cool. We have a rare card, Step Between Worlds. Each player must shuffle their hand and graveyard into their library. Each player who does draws 7 cards, exile Step Between Worlds. Plot, pay 6. You may pay and exile this card from your hand cast as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. Plots count as sorcery. Okay, so plots are supposed to be like they're plotting the crime, so they can set this up for an advanced turn later on to use. So you're paying more now, but you get it later. We've had other cards that work kind of the other way, where you pay less now, but you get them later on for free. This is kind of the opposite direction, because there's not, like, suspend card did that. You paid maybe a little bit less now, but you got it for free in like 3 turns, but it had to be X number of turns later. This just, you can play it anytime later when you need it. That is definitely cool. Alright, then we got, so I think this is how it's supposed to work. So I just want to look, because I haven't really looked at this. So it's new play boosters, best of booster draft, and a set. So we get 14 cards. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 10 cards that kind of represent a typical Magic pack. 1 rare, 3 uncommons, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regular, 6 commons, right? So that's like our draft pack, essentially. You're guaranteed to get that. Then the rest of the cards, the last 4 cards in here, are going to be, I'm not sure. We'll see how it's going to be. But I think you're going to get some of the other cool artwork and other design stuff that you would have gotten from the set boosters. Which is one people I really liked them if they weren't trying to buy cards specifically for drafting. They're trying to buy them for other stuff so they could like get some stuff. So like, yeah, the first card we got here is a Vault-Born Tyrant. So this has a vault symbol on it. So if I bring this up a little bit closer, take a vault door. So these are a special kind of like throwback type card. Listed as M20 versus if I look at the other ones, these are, well, R is for rare, so this is card number 70. So M might just because it's a mythic, it's a rare. But the set here is Outlaws of Thunder Junction. This says, BIG, which I think stands for the Big Heist, if I remember. I've looked into this a little bit a while ago. Whenever Vault-Born Tyrant or another creature with 4 power or greater enters the battlefield under control, gain 3 life and draw a card. When Vault-Born Tyrant dies, if it's not a token, create a token as a copy of it, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Interesting, so if it dies, it becomes a copy, it's a token. That's cool. Then we got another kind. We got an alt art card. So we got from the papers of the Prosperity Post. We have Tyrant Scorns. These are kind of like newspaper-looking versions of the card. They have a different symbol here, but it's still Outlaw Junction. I just think it's alt art. Cost up there. So it kind of tries to represent a newspaper, but this is Tyrant Scorn. Choose one. Destroy target creature with a mana value of 3 or less, or return target creature to its owner hand. Barum Froskus disrupts Hootenary. Investigator removed. Interesting. So hopefully get the other one. This is awesome. I got a foil card. So probably get a foil card in every single pack. So it's like 10 regular cards, 2 special cards, possibly. We'll see if the next pack holds a foil card. But I love that I got the cactus spider. Then we got a land. So we'll see if we get a land every time. Lonely Arrow. It's a desert land. Lonely Arrow enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent, and then it adds either a white or a blue. Barely dodged a stampede yesterday. Took all night for the dust to settle. Pioneer Journal of Big Ralph. Then the last card, which isn't included as one of the 14, is we get from the set boosters used to do this, is just artwork cards, which are really cool. And that one is from Razzle Dazzle. So that's kind of neat, kind of combine them. Because I know, like, when I used to buy them then, I used to buy the set boosters. Because I like having all art cards and some of that stuff. Because I'm not actively playing. So for me, that was more fun. Alright, let's hop into pack number 2. Let's see what we get. We're going to start with Fake Your Own Death. Ooh, it's Tiny Bones. Till the end of your turn, target creature gets +2 attack, and when this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control and create a treasure token. Oh, he's done bothering us. Trust me, Dwayne Hellspergard. That's cool. A boost, and then if they die, so basically you're throwing something in to sacrifice them. Take the Fall. Target creature gets -1 attack till the end of your turn. It gets -4 till the end of your turn instead if you control an outlaw. Nice, so sabotage guy. Dewey had been briefed on every aspect of the plan, except the bit where he was left holding the bag. That's fun, definitely cowboyish. Take Up the Shield. That is a neat shield, because it looks like the star, like the kind of, almost like the star badge of a sheriff. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains lifelink and indestructible to then turn damage and effects to say destroy, don't destroy it. The Frontier was an anvil on which many unlikely heroes would be forged. The Iron Fist Pulverizer. Giant Warrior. Reach. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, Iron Fist Pulverizer deals 2 damage to target opponent. Scry 1. The 310 Omen Port will be delayed. Prosperity Station announcement, because this giant just destroyed your train. That's funny. Oh, I'm loving these green cards. Dance of the Tumbleweeds. Why does it look like it has arms? Spree. Choose 1 or more additional cost. Okay, so this is also a new keyword, which is really neat. So we've had kickers and stuff where you can opt to pay extra to get it, like, or Entangled where you can pay to get 1 or both effects. This, you have to actually spend extra. So it does have a little star up at the top here to kind of remind you of that. So it normally costs 2, but you have to either spend 1 more or 3 more. And you can spend both. You can spend 4 more if you like both effects. So if you pay 1 more, you get search your library for a basic land or a desert, put it into the battlefield, and shuffle. You pay 3 more, create an XX elemental creature token where X is the number of lands you control. And again, you could do both. That's pretty cool. We have Sterling Keykeeper. Human Mercenary. Pay 2 and tap target non-mount creature. We have not seen mounts yet. They're going to be a new type of thing in here. If you don't want me to tell you where the stash is, you best start getting comfy in there. You just let me know when you've done changed your mind. I did add the word done in there. It seemed appropriate. Our uncommon here, we're going to get the Marauding Sphinx. Sphinxes are always fun. Flying Vigilance and Ward 2. Whenever you commit a crime, Surveil 2. This ability triggers only once each turn. Targeting opponents, anything they control, and any other cards in their graveyard is a crime. So basically, affecting your opponents is considered a crime. She poses a riddle to each mark, allowing them a chance to keep their goods. Thus far, none have succeeded. That's a fun take on a Sphinx. Doc Urlock, Grizzle Genius. He's a grizzly bear with axolotl pets, and he definitely has lots of Western outfit on, like a hunter. That's awesome. He's a legendary creature, a bear druid. Spells you cast from your graveyard or from exile cost 2 less to cast. Plotting cards from your hand cost 2 less. Learning stops only when you close your mind off to longer. That's a really cool card. And it only costs 2 to make all your stuff cheaper. That's awesome. Our next uncommon is Rock Sentinel. It's like little stones in him for each different color. And some on the back too. Artifact creature Golem. Defender. Pay 2, sacrifice a land, draw a card, and create a treasure token. Interesting, just spending a land to make treasures. The miners thought it would be genius to increase their productivity with explosives. The land thought otherwise. Okay, so yeah, we're getting some interesting stuff here because we got more commons than that, but we didn't get that mythic this turn. Betrayal at the Vault. Target creature control deals damage equal to its power to each 2 other target creatures. Neat. The vault cracked open, and unlikely alliance met the likeliest of ends, as greed, rage, and self-interest won out over any shred of loyalty. That's cool. So our rare card ends up being Akul the Unrepentant legendary creature, Scorpion Dragon Rogue. You could just call it Scorpion Dragon and that would be enough, but he's also a rogue. That's crazy. It's scorpion claws and his big dragon wings. That's nuts. Flying Trample, sacrifice 3 other creatures. You may put a creature card from your hand into the battlefield, activate only as a sorcery once per turn. Crackling with rage and stolen thunder, he drives the Hellspurs to ever greater heights of violence. Neat. Hellspurs is probably some sort of gang, I would imagine. Sacrifice 3 creatures to play another card. That's neat. We have a newspaper card. We have a Hypothesizzle. That's awesome. A blue-red spell. Instant, draw 2 cards. Then you may discard non-land. When you do, Hypothesizzle deals 4 damage to target creature. Science Outbreak spreads. Official recommends avoiding books. Science Outbreak. Oh, I love that. Alright, we have a foil here. We haven't seen him. The Hard Bristled Bandit, a plant rogue. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Whenever you commit a crime, untap Hard Bristled Bandit. This ability triggers only once per turn. Visitors of the town of Hard Bristle found the locals to be quite prickly. That's neat. Let's see if I get a better look at him in the camera there. He's a cactus with multiple arms. That's crazy. We have just a regular land. So yeah, first pack I got a special land. I got a special mythic card. I think I did pretty well. And we got an art card, which isn't guaranteed. Just sometimes we might get this. So very interesting. Yeah, that first pack I got a bunch of really cool, interesting stuff. And then the second one I didn't. So I wasn't for sure how these were laid out. Not having an art card every pack is kind of disappointing because they're going to be hard to get, but there's 54 of them. You'll catch them probably closer than not. Mourner's Surprise, our next pack here. Dump the 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Create a 1/1 red mercenary token with tap target creature control gets 1 attack during a turn. Y'all should have known better than to buy me a coffin. He breaks. He's breaking another coffin. Awesome. A new artifact. Oasis Gardener. It's a scarecrow. An Oasis Gardener enters the battlefield, gain 2 life. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. I think the blasted thing's actually attracting more birds. But all the same, the gardens never looked better. Gay Marigold the Homesteader. That's fun. Having a gardening oasis is a neat idea. The Jailbreak Steam. Spree. So pay 3 extra to put a 1/1 counter on target creature. It can't be blocked this turn. Or pay 2 target artifact or creature and owners puts on top or bottom of their library. Sacker insisted he was just about to free himself. Oh, we got another armadillo. We get a team of armadillos in every color. That'd be awesome. It's one of my favorite Magic things, are cycles of cards. So we had a green one, now we have a white one who has like armor on. Ward 1 and pay 4, Armor Armadillo gets plus. There we go. Plus X attack until the end of turn where X is its toughness. Oh, cool. So right off the bat, he gains 4. And then if you can boost him up, he can become even more. I've always wanted to ride a slow cannonball with legs. Ha! That's awesome. Discerning Peddler. Human Rogue, when Discerning Peddler enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Can I interest you in some herbs from Maximum, fresh from Omen Path, or Segaforian Cookware? Fast in the multiverse. Nice. So enters a draw a card. Very simple card to play. Hey, we got the card for Razzle Dazzle. Human Wizard. Whenever you cast a second spell this each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Razzle Dazzle. It can't be blocked this turn. Now you see me. Now you. Poof. I like this theme of having to play a second spell to activate stuff. It's just kind of a neat. I think it's a neat little mechanic, right? So you get these creatures that don't necessarily generally do something, but the second time you do it, they activate. So they better more often. We have an uncommon. We have Unscrupulous Contractor, Human Assassin. When Unscrupulous Contractor enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Cool. So if you want cards, you can lose life, or you can target someone else. And then it has plot, so you can use it whenever you need it. That's cool. Brimstone Roundup. Enchantment. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 red mercenary creature. Token with target creature you control gets +1 until the end of your turn. Activate only as a sorcery, and also as plot. We have a new land. We have Sandstorm Verge, just a desert, not a colored one. Add a colorless mana. Pay 3. Target creature can't block this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Guys, I've been playing a lot of Conan Exile, so sandstorms are a pain in my arse. Ever been caught out in a storm like that? Think of it as like drowning, but all the water is knives. Oh, that's how that goes. Avian Interrupter, a bird rogue. Ooh, I have a bird deck too. Am I gonna include this guy? Maybe. Flash and Flying. Whenever Avian Interrupter enters the battlefield, exile target spell, it becomes plotted. Spells your opponent casts from the graveyard or from the exile cost 2 more to cast. Interesting. So like in the context of this set, that bottom one's going to probably be very powerful. Most regular games, it's going to be kind of hit or miss. The fact you can plot any spell is kind of neat, but you have to then cast him during the time it's being played. Interesting. We have another mythic. We have Tiny Bones of the Pickpocket, Skeleton Rogue, Death Touch. Whenever Tiny Bones of the Pickpocket deals combat damage to a player, you may target a non-land permanent from that player's graveyard. And mana of any type can be spent to cast this spell. So this guy, he's only a little 1/1. He costs 1, so he's going to come out cheap. But yeah, you're going to try and attack. Your opponent basically has to decide, would I have those that we're sacrificing to take him out? And if not, and they let the 1 damage go through, because like that's 1 damage, you get the option to possibly play one of your opponent's spells. That's pretty cool. We have our newspaper card, Skullcrack. Players can't gain life this turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Skullcrack does 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. Sterling Enforcer can't stand the heat, or at all. Nice. We get another one in our foil. Our foil for the set ends up being a newspaper card as well. Fierce Retribution. Cleave 6. You may cast a spell for its cleave cost. If you do, remove the words in the square brackets. Okay, this is also another really cool effect. So you pay this for 2, 1 white, 1 mana, 1 colorless. It says destroy target attacking creature. because it's not a bad card at all, right? You play this whenever you destroy it. If you pay 6 though instead, now you can just destroy target creature. So that's kind of neat. It's quite a bit more, but the fact is it lets you do that optional effect is really nice. Ambush justified. Holes in story. Sheriff unresolved. That's awesome. Our foil, our other foil, I guess. We got a second foil. It's a land. Creosote Heath. This is a white and green land. It's a giant cactus in the desert. The plains. Enters the battlefield tapped. Does 1 damage to pulling pays that. The sun sets in Spring Gully sure make the soul question why we bother with the cities. Cool. So we're gonna get a cycle of those cards. Then the last card has a little discovery thing, and then it has a spirit token. That's awesome. A cowboy riding a phantom horse. Spirit, flying, and 2/2. Also interesting, it does not have a color type. Usually the tokens are like, oh, it's a white creature or a black creature. It's just interesting that this has no color type. So we'll see how that plays. Interesting. Alright. Next pack. Rooftop Assassin. We already saw. Failed Fording. Oregon Trail memories flooding back. Flooding, pun there. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you control a desert, surveil 1 with the top card of your library, you may put it into your graveyard. We should have taken the Blasted Fairy, Hope Head, and Prospector. An Outlaw Medic. Lifelink when Outlaw Medic dies, draw a card. What are you gonna do? We'll walk 100 miles for a second opinion? It's awesome. He's dragging his, supplies in a casket. It's pretty cool. Irascible Wolverine. Who's a Wolverine? When Irascible Wolverine enters the battlefield, exile the top card of your library. Till then, turn you may play that card and plot. So you can pop out whenever you need them to. That's cool. It works on creatures. Gold Pan. Very thematic. When Gold Pan enters the battlefield, create a treasure token, which says artifact with tap to sacrifice, egg 1 mana of any color. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and it costs 1 to equip him. Neat. So that way you can just get a treasure token, get a little boost, and it kind of just sits around. Neat. We have Throw from the Saddle. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until that turn. Put a +1/+ counter on it instead if it's a mount. Then deals damage to its equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Oh, okay. So it gains a boost. Sorry, I was trying for a why it had 2/+1. It gains a temporary boost unless it's a mount, and it gains a permanent boost, and then you deal damage. A little kindness would have carried you a lot further than those spurs. I really gotta get a mount card so we can see what those do. Our first uncommon is Karam, the Violent Cacophony. This guy definitely looks like he's from the Is It League. Flying whenever he's a zombie horror. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Karam and draw a card. Concerned for his apprentice's welfare, Ludwig sent his greatest creation to make sure Gareth got in the right kind of trouble. Hollow Marauder. Spectre Rogue. Ooh, Spectre, that's cool. Costs 7 to play though. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you have in your graveyard. Oh, okay, that's not bad. Flying, when Hollow Marauder enters the battlefield, in any number of target opponents, each discard a card. For each of those opponents, you can discard a card with a mana for a greater, draw a card. That's neat. The Spectre's usually they're riding some sort of bat-winged creature or something like that. So it's kind of neat. It's just more or less a ghost. They usually have to do stuff with that, making your opponent discard stuff. We just saw on that other card, Miriam the Herd Whisperer. She mentioned on that one card with the horse. Human Druid. As long as it's your turn, mounts and vehicles you control have hexproof. Whenever a mount or vehicle you control attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Anything willing to bear your weight and save your feet to trip across the hot sands deserves respect. Show some. Nice. That's pretty cool. Now I really need to see a mount. Lava Spur Boots. Oh, those are nasty. Equipped creature gets 1 attack and has haste and ward 1. Equipped 1. These boots were made for far more than walking. Love the reference. Alright. We have our rare, which is another mythic. That's 3 mythics in this set, and it's 4 packs in. That's pretty nuts. Annie Flash, the veteran. Green, white, and red. I believe she's one of Oko's crime gang. I'm not sure what I'm calling them. Annie Flash enters the battlefield. If you task it, return target permanent card with a mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. When she becomes tapped, exile top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. A lot of exiling stuff in your deck, right? Really cool because you get to play them quicker. Maybe speed up the game. You're going to be playing stuff a lot faster than you normally would. But it also means you don't get access to them cards again. Interesting. Our newspaper card is Skewer the Critics. Sorcery Spectacle. 1 red. You may cast a spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost. Your opponent lost life this turn. Skewer the Critics deals 3 damage to any target. Nice. That's pretty cool. Malign Thespian Stares. Hurls daggers at disparaging audience. I saw it. We have a foil for Betray the Vault, which you saw. We have another land we've seen. And then we have a full art, which has a signature on it, which is cool. This is for Omen Port Vigilante, sorry. Ugh. Learn how to read, right? I've seen this, right? Some of these art cards have signatures and some don't. So it's almost a way to try and force you to have to collect 2 of every single one. Interesting, yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Alright, next pack we have Quick Draw. Target creature controlled gets 1/1 and gains first strike on the turn. Creatures target opponent controls lose first strike and double strike till the end of turn. Nice. That's pretty cool. The opening of the Omen Pass awoke the wild magic of Thunder Junction. Settlers dubbed it Thunder and put it to use in everything from farming tools to deadly weapons. So, I haven't really been paying attention to Magic super close to the overall narrative. But if I understand, the Omen Paths is essentially so, way back in the day, the only people that could planeswalk were planeswalkers. So you had to have the planeswalker spark, had to ignite, let you walk to other planes. Most people, the first time they're playing your spark ignited, they came from a different plane. When they're in the original Dominaria, they generally were always from that plane, and they just expired. They basically became super powerful magicians. But some of them came from other planes. Then when the new group started after the fall of Dominaria, the new planeswalkers started, but usually when their sparks happen, they ended up somewhere else. Sometimes they go back to their home plane, sometimes they wouldn't. But now the Omen Pass, it sounds like anybody can kind of travel that way, not just planeswalkers. It's kind of pulling the relevance of people visiting other planes. Doesn't have to just be the planeswalkers, it can be anybody. So you can bring other legendary creatures or stuff like from worlds to worlds. So it's kind of neat. And it might not have that exact, but I think it's a general concept. Reach for the Sky. Aura Enchantment. Flash enchanted creature gets +3/+2 and has reach. Reach for the Sky puts when the graveyard, draw a card. Funny. Reach for the Sky gives them reach, lets them attack flying creatures, but it's also like the whole Western thing. Consuming Ashes. Exile target creature. If it had a mana value of 3 or less, surveil 2. Interesting. Enforcer only got halfway through the arrest warrant before it and he went up in smoke. Nice. Daring Thunder Thief. Turtle Rogue. Oh, that's cool. He's a turtle mage. Flash. Daring Thunder Thief enters the battlefield tapped. It's amazing how many sticky situations can get out for simply being 10 times faster than anyone expects. Yeah, so this guy, like, I think if you cast him early with Flash, it's going to make sense that he's tapped. Otherwise, his cost is 4 for 4. Kind of odd. Awesome. We have Steer Clear. Steer Clear deals 2 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Deals 4 damage to that creature instead if you control a mount you cast as you cast the spell. Just because you can't sandal up a critter doesn't mean you let you ride. Awesome. We have a new bird. This owl is definitely going there. Harrier Strix. Cost 1. Enters the battlefield, tap target permanent. Pay 3, then discard. Draw a card, then discard. You can see in both darkness and daylight, but it hunts best when thunder growls in the sky. The Boneyard Desecrator, a zombie mercenary. That guy looks cool. Menace. Pay 2, sacrifice another creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on Boneyard Desecrator. When Outlaws sacrifice this way, create a treasure token. It's never too late to start an afterlife of crime. Ha. Love flavor text. We have Outlaw Stitcher. Human Warlock. When Outlaw Stitcher enters the battlefield, place a 2/2 blue and black zombie rogue onto the creature. Enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 blue and black zombie rogue creature token, and then put 2 1/1 counters on that token for each spell you cast this turn other than the first. Neat. So, like, reds look like they're the mercenaries for the Outlaws. So I just want to back up quick here and look at this Outlaw keyword. Assassins are black. I think mercenaries tend to be red. Warlocks are going to be blue. Rogues are probably white. And that would make pirates green. It's not always probably like 100% that, because here we have a black mercenary, obviously. But I think it's kind of the way they're going. Or maybe they fall into 2 colors. Interesting. Make your own luck. It's awesome. Like these little dual lightning guns. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may exile a non-land from among them. If you do, it becomes plotted. Put the rest into your hand. Cool. Aim alone won't win you a duel if you can't keep your nerve. We have this giant bird, but it's Intrepid Stablemaster, who's the whole guy on top. Reach, tap 1 to add 1 forest, tap to add 2 mana of any 1 color, spend this mana only to cast a mount or vehicle spells. Never get too cocky. Remember, you stay upright only by your mount's good graces. So I'm assuming, I haven't seen a mount, and I don't remember exactly, but I'm assuming they work essentially like vehicles, except vehicles are artifacts, where mounts are probably creatures. You have to pay a cost to put someone to, like, drive them or ride them, as it would be for a mount. But then they're getting extra damage per that creature. We have our rare card, Rush of Dread. Are there a bunch of zombies coming out of the front of the train? Spree, choose 1. +1 target. Opponent sacrifices half the creatures they control rounded up. Pay 2. Target opponent discards half the cards in their hand rounded up, or pay another 2. Target opponent loses half their life rounded up. Oh boy, any one of those are terrible. Now, if you paid all of this, which would cost 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You paid, or 4, 9. You paid 9 mana, and your opponent lost half of everything. That would be crazy. Alright, our newspaper card is Hindering Light. Counter target spell that targets you or a permanent you control, draw a card. Hats off. Quit thinking Sterling Merc pulls a tap on a surprise attack. That's fun. We have a foil for failed fording, a mountain card, and then we have a mercenary token. So this one is red. It creates a target creature control, gains +1 until the end of active turn, play only as a sorcery. Interesting. I want to look back here. So we also have voted most likely to bring back banding. So it's number 2 on this. I don't know what these are specifically. But yeah, banding was an interesting mechanic, so I wanted to bring it back. if that grid just happens to be like web type feel, or if that's hinting at like one of the next sets. Like maybe we're getting like a cyber set coming up. I'm not sure. Vivacious Varmint. Oh, we have Varmint. I have never seen the Varmint type. Sacrifice to destroy target artifact or enchantment. Ooh, we have Doc Urlock. We have his card. A Varmint's diet consists of anything it can fit into its mouth. A surprising number of things it can't. I love that. That's cool. Nezumi Link Breaker. Rat Warlock. So the Nezumi are rat creatures, and if they want to get to prosperity so badly, they can walk there. Whenever Nezumi Lifebreaker dies, create a 1/1 mercenary creature token with target creature control gets +1 till the end of the turn. Act 1 sorcery. So the Nezumi, unless they're going to be a theming in this set overall, the last time I remember them were from the Kamigawa sets. So that's might be neat, like a little crossover. See the secrets. The spell costs 1 less to cast to be committed to crime this turn. Draw 2 cards. No one refused to give up the vault's location. The strange figure simply smiled and reached into his mind. That's awesome. The Sterling Supplier. The Bird Soldier. He's got a bunch of armor on. A little metal cowboy hat. When Sterling Supplier enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. The Sterling Company now is relying on him to bring the thunder. So we saw the Sterling Tea Master guy earlier. Just kind of like a little group for the white guys. That's pretty cool. Reckless Lackey. Goblin Pirate. Nice. First strike haste. Sacrifice Reckless Lackey. Draw a card. It creates a treasure token. First to the fray. First to the pay. Another Skullduggery card. Another Gold Pan. Getaway Glamour. So he makes sure there's a dragon in the sky. Spree. Exile target non-token creature return to the battlefield and control at the beginning of the next step, or destroy target creature if no other creature has greater power. As the bolt collapsed around them, Kellen made sure Akko couldn't follow them out. Roshius Entertainer, a plant bard. Interesting. Pay 1 and tap, put 1/1 counter on each creature you control that entered the battlefield this turn. It's not hard to know the right song for the occasion when most occasions are saloon brawls. That's fun. Lava Sperm Boots. We got another mythic. Holy crap. Archangel of Tides. Fine, as long as Archangel is untapped, creatures can't attack you or planeswalker you control, unless your controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. As long as it is attacking, creatures can't block unless your controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. That is mean and awesome. I love that effect. The Journey to Nowhere, our newspaper. When Journey of Nowhere enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When Journey leaves the battlefield, return exile target to the battlefield under its controller's turn. Cool, so this kind of pops me out. Barkeep reports theft of bottle. Customer reports theft of barkeep. Oh, I can't say it without laughing. That's awesome. We got a foil rare. Magda the Horde Master, Dwarf Berserker. When you commit a crime, generate a tapped treasure token. This ability triggers only once per turn. Sacrifice 3 treasures, create a 4/4 red scorpion dragon creature token with flying haste activated only as a sorcery. That's nice. We're gonna have more I need a dragon scorpion token. We got another Crystal Health, and we got another full artwork. A guy, giant bladed saw riding a moose. This is Spinewood's Paladin. Cool. Alright, got 3 packs left. Video's running a little bit long, but we're gonna get through all of these in one video. Because unlike most unboxings, I tend to run into a lot of duplicates. I don't think that's gonna happen as much in this one. We got a Lone Shark, who's a Shark Rogue. When Lone Shark enters the battlefield, you cast 2 or more spells, draw a card, and plot for 4. So Lone Shark can pop up anywhere. vengeful townfolk. Human citizen. Whenever one or more other creatures you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on vengeful townfolk. The Sterling Company says they'll protect us, but where are they when Hellsburns burn half the town, counting their vaults? Cool. So, it's neat. Trick shot. Bullet went through one, shot out, went back to the back of the other one. That's awesome. Trick shot deals 6 damage to target creature and 2 damage up to one other target creature. Cowering behind your buddy ain't gonna help ya, you yellow-bellied lowlife. Tyrone the Switch Duelist. I understand all my Western guys sound the same. I only have one Western accent. Bristlepack Sentry, a plant wolf. I love all these different plant characters. In green, like a thorny tail. He has Defender. So as you can control a creature with 4 or greater, Bristlepack Sentry can attack as though it didn't have Defender. As she defends them in their youth, they shall someday defend her in her old age. Cool. Overzealous Muscle, Orc Mercenary. Whenever you commit a crime during your turn, Overzealous Muscle gains indestructible till the end of turn. Not everyone can be a pickpocket. Well, that is true. Another throwing from the saddle. Scalestorm Summoner, Human Warlock. Whenever a Scalestorm Summoner attacks, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Neat. The herd followed him through the Omen Path and found their curiosity rewarded with an untamed world rich with unsuspecting prey. Yes, this is like guy from the dinosaur world. Some of the pirates come from too. I can't think of the name of the plane right now. Beastbound Outcaster. When Beastbound Outcaster enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with 4 or greater, power 4 or greater, draw a card and plot 1. The Intrepid Stablemaster. Magebane Lizard. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Magebane Lizard deals damage to that player equal to the number of non-creature spells they've cast this turn. I didn't miss. Blasted thing snatched my bolt out of the air and ate it. Leah Slick Shot Boss. This is kind of cool, right? There's a lot of stuff that wants you to play multiple cards. So you're going to do extra damage due for it. We have our rare card, Duelist of the Mind. Human Advisor, Flying, Vigilance. Duelist of the Mind's power is equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. Interesting. Whenever you commit a crime, you may draw a card. If you do discard a card, this triggers only once. So this is Nathan Stewer, World Champion of 2020. And that's 8. Why am I not understanding how Roman numerals work? I'm assuming... I'm not sure. I'm interpreting something there. Anyhow, well, probably from the previous year. I don't know why my brain's not understanding how Roman numerals work. It'd be 20, 5, and then 3, so 25, 8, I'm not sure. I'm missing something there, I'm messing up. Yes, it's kind of cool. Reward where it gets a card. Let's move on. Heartless Pillage, our newspaper card. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Raid. If you attack this card, create a treasure token. Homesteader robbed for the 3rd time this week. I think all the newspaper cards, though, looks like they're all going to be sorceries or instants, which is cool. We have another Take Up the Shield as a foil. We have another Cactus Full Land. And then we have another Mercenary. Alright, 2 packs to go. Alright. I hope you have Planeswalker. Usually there's a couple in the set. That would be fun. I still need a mount. Hope to get at least 1 mount in here. We're going to start with Ankle Biter, though. It's a little snake guy. I'm wrong to color. There's a snake in my boot. Could not resist. He has Death Touch. Little tip, newcomer. Give your boots a shake in the morning before you put them on. Raven of Fell Omens. Flying, whenever you commit a crime, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This ability only triggers once per turn. A raven sighted, meaning it often means there's unkindness on the way. Spring Splasher, a frog beast. Whenever Spring Splasher attacks, target creature defending player controls each -3 attack within a turn. It once escaped a cook's pot. Now it neither fears heat nor human. Stagecoach Security. Stagecoach Security enters the battlefield. Creatures you control get 1/1 and gain vigilance on a turn, and plot for 4. The Thunder Salvo. A gunbow. That's cool. Thunder Salvo deals X damage to the target creature. X is 2+ the number of spells you cast this turn. You said 1 weapon in the duel. Ain't my fault you forgot to specify size. That's clever and awesome. Another Bone Guard. Desecrator. Hey, we got that card. We had the artwork. The Spinewoods Paladin. Human Knight. Trample. When Spinewoods Paladin enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Cool. A legendary. I love legendaries. Vile Smasher. Gleeful Grenader. Goblin Mercenary. Whenever another outlaw enters the battlefield under control, Vile Smasher deals 1 damage to target opponent. It wasn't quite home, but the fire still burned bright and the bomb still went boom. So I wonder if some people got forced through there. Metamorphic Blast, which has Spree. Turn the guy into a bunny rabbit. To the end of turn, target creature becomes a white rabbit with a base power and toughness of 0/1. Okay, I didn't actually expect him to turn him into a rabbit, but that's cool. And then, or 3, target player draws 2 cards. Rungo's craving for revenge is replaced by his craving for vegetables. That's awesome. The Omenport Vigilante. We saw this artwork card too. Omenport Vigilante is double strike as long as you've committed a crime this turn. Free Striders took patrolling near the Omen Pass, protecting new arrivals from robbers and charlatans prowling for easy marks. Our rare card is Outcast Trailblazer, a human druid. A giant lizard. When Outcast or Trailblazer enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color. Whenever a creature with a power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Our newspaper is Buried in the Garden. Enchant Land. Ooh. When Buried in the Garden enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent you don't control until Buried in the Garden leaves the battlefield. When Enchanted Land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. That is awesome. And it's a green-white. And lands are harder to get rid of. Awesome. We have a foil ankle biter. We have another land here, another desert. Scoured Springs does same thing. Anchors does damage. Plays for blue and black. Ground water's tainted here. Best push on before canteens run out. You don't want to drink the bad water. Awesome. 1 pack to go. Crossing the fingers for a planeswalker or a mount. Planeswalker or a mount. I'd like to get one or the other. Let's see what we get. We're gonna start with a Phantom Interference. Ooh, that guy looks cool. Spree. Create a 2/2 white specter creature token with flying, or counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. So we did have that token earlier. In one of these packs. I'm gonna see if I can find that really quick. I thought it was like pack 3. Oh yeah, I guess it is white. I just didn't notice. I thought it just looked like an empty text box, but it is white. Okay, my bad. I'm just being dumb, I guess. Overthinking stuff. That's cool though. Counter target spell unless you control phase 2. To his enemies charging, Winston was every bit as much of a meddlesome dead as he had been alive. Cool. Mystic Tether. You may cast Mystic Tether as though it had flash if you pay 2 more to cast it. Mystical Tether enters the battlefield, exile target artifact or creature opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Callan had no plan. He simply poured his focus into the train and willed it to stop. Neat. So he throws his rebel. Oh, he derailed the entire train. That's cool. the Quilled Charger, Porcupine Mount. Hey, we finally got a mount. Whenever Quilled Charger attacks while saddled, it gets +1/+2 and gains menace till the end of turn. Saddle 2, tap any number of other creatures you control with a total power of 2 or more. This mount has become saddled till the end of turn. So yeah, saddle basically works like vehicles, except now it's on creatures. That's really neat. That's cool. Tumbleweed Rising. Tumbleweed that became an elephant. Create an XX green elemental creature where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. When weeds tumble against the wind, run. I love that run becomes unitalicized as an emphasis. Black Snag Buzzard. Ooh. Flying. Enters battlefield with a 1/1 counter. If a creature died this turn. Nice. Another Harrier Strikes. Sterling Hound. Dog. When Sterling Hound enters the battlefield, surveil to beware of Cog. Prosperity Courthouse sign. Nice. We have Jolene, Plundering Pugilist. Whenever you attack with one or more creatures, power 4 greater, create a treasure token. Pay 2, sacrifice a treasure. Jolene, Plundering Pugilist deals 1 damage to any target. So are we doing this the easy way or the fun way? Like, she uppercutted this guy so hard he's out of his boots. And the crazier part of the artwork is there's a snake horse. Which I need that card. I need one of those. A Canyon Crab, pay 2, gets +2/-2 to the end of turn. Okay, so it sacrifices defense for attack. At the beginning of your at the beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell in your hand this turn, draw a card and discard. They cluster near shallow river crossings, blending into the rocks, waiting for unsuspecting travelers to step within their claws. Awesome. This town ain't big enough. This spell costs the rest of your cast if it targets a permanent you control. Return up to 2 target non-land permanents to this owner's hand. Cool, so if you really want to put one of your guys back, it costs a lot less. All that fancy footwork, and you can't even dodge one silly little rope? Crying shame, that is. Our rare card was not a Planeswalker, but it's Smuggler's Surprise, which is fun. It's a Western version of the Trojan Horse. Middle 4 cards, you may put up to 2 creatures and their lands from among them into your hand. So discard from the top of your deck. Or pay 5, you may put up to 2 creatures. Yes, if you pay 5, you may put up to 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. And then if you pay 1, creatures you control with power 4 or greater have hexproof and indestructible in a turn. That's a very different thing. So at bare minimum of 2, 1 green, 1 colorless, the creatures are hexproof and indestructible, so they're kind of sneaky that way. Yeah, very, very interesting, neat card. Alright, we got another mythic. Oh, we got a ton of mythics in here. It's our newspaper. Overwhelming Forces. Destroy all creatures target opponent controls. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. Town Takeover. Sterling Company expands territory again. That's interesting. This is a black one, but isn't Sterling Company? This is like the good guys? No, not necessarily. We got one half of the fun, interesting set. So we got a foil card, but it's the Cunning Coyote. Who has haste. When Cunning Coyote enters the battlefield, target another creature you control gets +1/+1 and gains haste till the end of your turn. Plot 1. So the other half of this is, I forgot what he's called, but it's something runner. So we have the Coyote and the Road Runner, essentially. They have an artwork that goes together, so that's pretty fun. Forest, and then we get a artwork card of the Gorgon Vraska, which is Vraska joins up. So we didn't get any of the join up cards. We're supposed to have some of these specific characters. Alright, so that is what we have for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Yeah, really neat. Some neat mechanics in there. Some stuff you obviously might stick around for a while. Mount's probably going to be around for a while. I can see plot returning, but not being a common keyword. Outlaws, I don't think that's gonna. It might hit back again here or there, but I mean, it's gonna be super common. But I wonder if they're gonna do a similar thing with other groups for later sets. Might be kind of unique as well. I just sort of thinking of Mount though, like my thoughts like that with like back to other rideable creatures would be really cool because they keep coming to all these different planes, all these different worlds. It would be neat if they did like almost an anthology set, like I know they went back to Dominaria and stuff, but I don't want to specifically go to Dominaria. I'd rather have it almost be like a core type set, like the old original core or base sets. But those are kind of still like vague. It'd be neat if they did a sector where they took some of these newer keywords but went back to older worlds. Like, what if you took vehicle and you went back to Mirrodin and you had some cards that would have taken place from the Mirrodin world or the Mirrodin time frame, that had mount or had vehicle. Again, with mount, you have so many different sets to maybe pull a creature or creatures that fit in that certain world. Like, what if you went to Dominator and you had a Kavu mount? Wouldn't that be crazy? Or Outlaws, you went to this, again, we had this set, I don't remember the name of it, but it's a set that had, they're going back to it actually, so Outlaws might appear in there, but it has the pirates and the dinosaurs. What if you went back to that and brought Outlaw to some of those characters? It'd be kind of neat to have every once in a while, maybe every couple of years, every other year, re-release a set that, like, where you go back, even a smaller set, and you just go back and get it. And hey, here's some cards that use newer keywords, but in the older worlds. It'd be neat. Like, we have the sagas and things like that came out. That would be neat to like revisit some other worlds, telling those stories out without having to revisit that entire playing and make a set based around it, but just some new cards that fit into that world. And again, it'd be like a set with a bunch of mismatched stuff. Maybe in like just a box of cards that has it. Maybe not like a booster pack set. Maybe just like a special one you could pick up, has like one of each of these cards you want, pick up 4 of them, or make it like jump packs, something like that, where they're like semi-random, like you get this, you have some stuff for this world, this pack will have some from this world. Be kind of a neat idea, just to go back and revisit some of those extra worlds. The only thing I can see where it'd be an issue is because of the whole way Magic standard and rotating sets on, so how do you fit this weird mismatch set that has 20 different keywords in it, right? So that'd be the only thing. But you could focus on like 2 or 3 keywords, right? Like you took like just a couple different ones. Like you took, like mount, vehicles, and like 2 or 3 other different things. You add them to all these sets. And then the next year you go back and you revisit like 5 keywords, but they're throughout the other multiverse, hitting back to these other planes. That'd be kind of a neat idea too. Alright, that's what we got for this set. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like to see Magic the Gathering videos, let me know. Maybe I'll keep picking them up. Otherwise, I just kind of pick them up as a whim here or there if something interests me. But I don't buy them as often because it's hard to collect this. It's too hard to collect Magic. So I don't buy it that much unless the set really intrigues me, which this one did. But if you guys would like to see more, let me know. Maybe I'll start picking up more if I have a reason to, if people are actually interested in it. See you guys later. Bye.